Ladies and gentlemen, this is our program Foreign Office. I'm Alexandr Domrin. This is our program for Moscow, but it's in English. And this is a really special program because I have really special guests with me today. We have the members of an absolutely wonderful Russian band. I want to say Russian band, Moscow band, A.M.G, King and Beni. You may see their clips, you may see their music on YouTube, but this is a real opportunity for us and a real pleasure for us, not just to introduce some music to you, but introduce the authors of that music to you.
I'm the hottest, yeah.
I go hard like Vladimir Putin. Go hard like Vladimir Putin. I go hard like Vladimir Putin. Go hard like Vladimir Putin. I go hard like Vladimir Putin. Go hard like Vladimir Putin. I go hard like Vladimir Putin. Go hard like Vladimir Putin.
This is King, and this is once again Beni. King, could you please tell us a few words about yourself?
Thank you for having us. Basically, I was born in Zimbabwe, and then at 7 I moved to England. And then at 16 I moved to Russia. Point being to study medicine, which I did in Volgograd. Then there basically I met with Beni, and during our studies we started doing music, and gradually we became rap stars. And at the same time we're studying.
Beni, what about you?
My name is Beni, I'm from Kenya. Same way I came to Russia in 2002. I came to study stomatology, then moved on to study psychology.
Where?
In Volgograd.
Volgograd, okay.
Yeah. Then after that, during that time we were, as you said, doing music and performing on the underground scenes until one day we just kept on doing what we were doing, and we became one of the biggest groups in Volgograd. And then after that we came to Moscow and did the same thing, and that's why we're here right now.
So you found each other in Volgograd before coming to Moscow?
Yes.
Yes.
When was that?
2002 when he arrived, because I arrived in 2000.
Okay, did you have any musical background before that?
I would say that I was a person who used to love music. I used to love music a lot, different genres. I used to listen to a lot of music, and I used to freestyle a little bit, but I had not actually got into the music itself.
Well, Zimbabwe is a part of the British Empire, former British Empire.
Sure.
Kenya too,
Yes.
as well. Unlike Somalia, because Somalia was divided between, let's say, France, England, and Italy, right? Okay. Did you have the same musical experiences? Did you have the same musical impressions? Did you have the same musical heroes before meeting each other?
Most definitely, because we all grew up listening basically to the same type of music, be it when the rave days were there in the 90s, and even when it comes to rap, we all listen to Big Pun, we listen to Ja Rule, Jay-Z, Wu-Tang. So it's basically the same influence. And there was a group called Loonies, a group called Mau Mau with descendants from Kenya and descendants from Zimbabwe in the same group. So it was the same influence.
Wu-Tang Gang was, of course, a great experience, but, well, Jay-Z, isn't he younger than you guys? Didn't he become famous after Empire State of Mind, which was long after 2002? No?
Jay-Z is older than us. And they actually started, we started listening to Jay-Z when we were, when was that? Early 2000s.
Yeah.
And that was already his fifth album, Blueprint. I started listening to Jay-Z when the Blueprint actually was released, Blueprint 1.
Okay. Now, what about Bob Marley?
Bob Marley is a legend.
And his family?
Yeah, Bob Marley is a legend, and he created after him. That's what I would like to do, like to keep my name after me, even if I'm gone. Like Bob Marley, because you got Bob Marley, you got Stephen Marley, you got Ziggy Marley, you got Damian Marley, you got all types of Bob Marleys all around the place doing music and spreading their culture, which is really good. That's the same thing I want to do.
But you also had some great experiences from Ethiopia and from Mali, Feto Kumi and his family, and Ethiopian jazz, which was absolutely amazing. Okay, now guys, in that transition, your transition from Africa to Russia, how could you pick up some other foreign influences? Foreign, I don't mean foreign African. Foreign African is not foreign for you, and Russian is not foreign for you. But Jay-Z, how could you pick him up?
Not only Jay-Z, a lot of things. It's when you live in different places and when you've got friends and acquaintances from different countries and different nationalities and race, you tend to pick a lot of things. I learned French that way because I was living with guys from Morocco. And they speak French. So that's how I learned French. I learned a bit of their culture that way. So it's like you just adapt as you go on and you assimilate certain things. So that's how we got to find out about Jay-Z and the other French rappers, Booba, Lafouine, all the guys.
Guys, let me ask you a provocative question. Do you like any Russian musicians?
Most definitely. I like Tsoy, listen to Tsoy, listen to Lazarev, I like Lazarev. He's good. There are quite a couple of guys.
Kenny, what about you?
I'm more of a fan of, actually, one of my best is Mikhail Krug.
Mikhail Krug?
Yeah. If you're speaking about skin color, we could use the perfect example, the person that made music when he was black and made magical music when he was white, Michael Jackson, the greatest.
Yeah.
So
I remember one famous phrase when one of Russian blues musicians went to play blues with B.B. King, and he played so well, and B.B. King told him, listen, you're white, you're not black, how can you play blues so well? And that Russian guy said, you haven't been to Russia. We in Russia know what blues stands for. Okay. King, what about you?
Michael Jackson, the Beatles, Jimi Hendrix.
Jimi Hendrix, of course. Yes, of course. Well, the Beatles, were not they too sweet?
No, I like the music.
No?
The music was actually...
No, the Rolling Stones were tougher.
Me, it's not about the toughness, it's about the music content. And if we're talking about musicians, we can also add Bach, Mozart,
of course,
Verdi.
Of course. Yeah. Benny, what about you? Besides black musicians, like the Beatles.
I don't know. Like, I actually just prefer like Michael Jackson, old black spiritual music, because I can relate to it more quicker than...
You know, it's so funny. I'm 52. Now, guys, I'm 53. And you know, I was born and raised in a small town, not far from Moscow. When I was around 7, the first LP, vinyl record, and it will be necessary. Our program will be in English, but there will be subtitles in Russian. So it will be necessary for me to explain what LP stands for and what vinyl is about. But when I was around 7, and it was back in the Soviet days, my first LP was an album by Jimi Hendrix. How could it be? Behind the Iron Curtain, behind all kinds of problems that our, not even countries, but hemispheres had at that time, nevertheless, we could have that touch, that living touch between us. And guys, that's why it's so absolutely amazing for me to sit in front of you, because you are the successors of all that music that I heard when I was 7, and all that music when my father and my family and I were in Somalia when I was 5 and 6, and my best friends were Mustafa and Aden. It was not in Zimbabwe, it was very close to Kenya, but you know, all roads lead to Moscow. Long live rock and roll. Guys, enjoy this place.
Thank you.
Thank you very much for using parts from your video clips in our program.
No problem.
We will show that program. This is Foreign Office with Russian, with a Russian commentator, with a Russian host, Alexandr Domrin. It's in English, but we're from Moscow, and I'm so pleased that I have so wonderful friends and colleagues and guests in front of me. King, thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you
Kenny,
very much.
absolutely, absolutely.